I'm really sorry to do this to you. I'll be in the chat and make sure everything's running, but watch this or listen to it. Sorry. Oh God, what did I do? Hold.
Damn. Yeah, man, that shit is wild. And speaking of shitty, dumb arguments, Luther, what's up, man? What you got?
What's up, bro? Thanks for not being honest, bro. Your man Rohan had to tell me the truth, bro. What's up with that?
What's up, Luther? Luther? I don't understand your crack speak. You're going to break it down to me. So
Okay,
I'm sober. I don't understand.
Let me dumb it down for you. Okay.
Please do. Thank you.
All right, your man John, the lyricist, what's his name? Had myocarditis too. Claims it was from COVID. You had myocarditis. Claims it was from COVID.
John, hold on, stop.
John the lyricist, whatever the hell his name is. John, Dr. John F, the one that blocked me. Whatever the hell his name is. Well, you seen it. I tagged him. You saw it. He has myocarditis.
Bro, hold on, time out. I didn't see it. I know you think I lived to look at you, Luther, but you're not. You like, to be honest with you, your face looks kind of funny. So I really try to avoid looking at you, to be honest.
We're going to stop there, by the way. I'm going to highlight the pathological narcissism of alleged PhD Ian Copeland. I said I wouldn't give these scumbag demons the light of day that they don't deserve. There's an exception, and you're going to get to it now. Insults, demeaning, condescension, these are all traits of pathological, diagnosable narcissism, but personality disorder, narcissistic personality, whatever you want to call it. Listen to that. Insult his face, because, that's what PhDs do.
Well, go ahead.
It wasn't me. You're on Twitter every day, by the way. Anyway, but
yeah, I am, bro. But me being on Twitter every day doesn't mean that I'm looking at your shit, right? Like, I don't.
Condescending, demeaning, and it's going to be coupled with self-aggrandizing.
Even though you exist half the time, bro. To be honest, I don't look at your shit like that. So how would I? What the fuck? I get hundreds of thousands of mentions a day because people hate me.
I get hundreds of thousands of mentions a day because people hate me. Forget how you qualify it. Self-aggrandizement, sense of importance. We're not yet at the crux of this. I'll let it play.
What makes you think you're special?
Oh, I'm not. I'm not. But so you have myocarditis, correct?
Oops.
You said, do I have myocarditis?
What was that?
Don't you ask me?
What was that?
Yes.
Luther, no, that's stupid. Luther, that's dumb. How long do you think somebody can have myocarditis before they die from it?
Evasion, not answering the question, changing the subject, moving goalposts. I don't have myocarditis, according to Ian Copeland, PhD. I had myocarditis, according to Ian Copeland, PhD. These are the jab-pushing demons. These harassing so-called doctors, although I question all of it now, on Twitter. They get involved in harassment campaigns. They hold their Twitter spaces where they sit there pushing the jab, promoting the jab, safe and effective. Oh my God, and you're an idiot, conspiracy theorist, anti-vaxxer if you dare question it. Well, it seems that the cat is out of the bag because someone told Luther, by the way, who has the patience of a saint, that Ian Copeland also had/has myocarditis, in addition to that other doctor who confirmed that he had myocarditis. But don't worry. Well, the other one actually had the audacity, or had the, the intellectual honesty to admit he got it from the jab. But he's fine now. Did a stress test and his heart got up to 180 beats per minute. That's success on a stress test.
A permanently damaged heart?
No, that's not what I asked you. How long do you think somebody can have just walk around with myocarditis before they die from the shit?
Myocarditis is for life.
Wait, what? Oh, you
myocarditis is for life.
You a dumb fuck. You're a dumb fuck. You're a dumb fuck. Hold on, Luther. Let me explain something to you and all the spaces between your teeth. Let me explain.
This makes me angry to listen to. It actually turns my stomach into knots because this is. I mean, it's pathological.
Explain something to you real quick.
Explain it.
Myocarditis is not lifelong. If you have myo or pericarditis lifelong, you need a fucking heart transplant within like 3 months. What are you talking about? That's not how that works, bro. Like I can put the publication up right now if you like. This is why all the dollars are jumping on stage right now. You cannot have myocarditis for your entire fucking life. You damn dick fuck. You fucking cuck.
Oh, so you're trying to gaslight me too?
I'm not gaslighting you. That's not possible.
I mean, set aside the gratuitous slurs, some of which might be deemed to be homophobic. I don't even know what the hell these words mean. Having myocarditis for life versus having damage for life, I guess, might be the semantic discrepancy in this discussion. But let's just wait for it because it gets great while everyone trickles in. Get your blood boiling. I've got a heart rate monitor upstairs and a blood pressure device. I should probably take my blood pressure now.
The vaccine off the table. For any reason, you cannot have myocarditis for years and years for any reason before you die. It's not possible, bro.
Your heart will never be the same. You know.
What are you talking, bro? What are you talking about? Bro? I mean, like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, all jokes to the side. Like let's put, because this is actually important. This is an opportunity to educate and learn some shit. Let me get it right. You think people get a shot on like Monday, and then let's say they get myocarditis 2 weeks after that or something from the actual shot, which can happen, by the way. 1 in 10,000 chance at the highest rate, but it can happen for sure. Happens, and it's been recorded to happen. That's not a debate about it.
1 in 10,000 is the highest rate now. Remember when it doesn't happen? Oh, it's 1 in 200,000. Oh, it's 1 in 50,000. Oh, it's 1 in 20,000. As of now, according to Dr. Ian Copeland, PhD, I believe he's an absolute phony, if not just a CIA asset for some psyop to stir up shit on the internet. Now it's 1 in 10,000. It's the highest level. Wait, give it a year.
About that. You think that those people that get myocarditis walk around with myocarditis for multiple months and months and months, and they just, what happens? They just have it forever? Like, how does that work? Explain, like, break it down for us. Let's hear it. Let's listen.
Myocarditis is for life, bro. You can live with myocarditis, yes. But your heart.
You cannot. Bro. No,
yes,
you
can.
Okay, good. No, this is good. Luther, I'm glad you're here. Tell us what myocarditis is.
Inflammation of the heart wall. Next.
Contrast that with pericarditis.
Moving target, by the way. It gets an answer. Now just shift. Ask another question. Inflammation causing scarring that does not heal.
Anyway.
No. Not anyway.
We're not there yet.
Not anyway. Not anyway.
Bro, no. How many shots did you?
No. Teach us. No. Teach us. Nope.
How many shots before your mark?
Nope. You're gonna answer some questions now because you're
how
asking
many shots?
Absolutely not.
Control,
nope.
Dominate, abuse. This is narcissistic personality disorder. When you become a lawyer, especially a solo practitioner, and you have to pick up your clients as they come in, and you have to identify the ones that are going to cause you heartache, pun intended, more than they're going to cause you financial gain. You got to weed out the psychopaths who are going to ruin your life and make your life a living hell. You learn from bad experiences, as I did in the practice of law.
How many shots for myocarditis?
Tell us what the myocardium is.
No. How many shots did you have before myocarditis?
I didn't have any myocarditis from a shot, dumbass. I had it 3 days after.
I said how many shots did you have?
He's not listening. I did not. I want you to listen to me real careful. I know you're a little slow. I did not get myocarditis from a shot.
Well, he got myocarditis. We'll determine the cause. Ian Copeland, the jab-pushing, pathological narcissist, abusive personality, trash talker, harasser on the interwebs, now admits, after refusing to answer for 4.5 minutes, he got myocarditis too.
I got myocarditis from SARS-CoV-2.
Oh.
That's what happened to me. You're not gonna tell me what happened to fucking me. How are you gonna do that? You don't have the qualifications to make it to the bus corner at this point. Now that I've answered that. No. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what you ask. Tell us about the myocardium. Tell us about the myocardium. You're trying to talk around it because you don't know shit.
How many shots did you have?
Luther, I'm gonna ask you one time, then I'm gonna just kick you out of here. You know the drill. This is what you do every time.
How many shots you had before myocarditis?
Luther, I'm about to kick you out of here.
How many shots?
Answer my question. Luther, I'm gonna give you one more. I'm gonna give you one more opportunity.
Ian, that's why I'm.
All right,
all right, cool. Remove from speakers. Okay.
Oh, yeah, cool. Thank goodness I don't have to answer that question anymore. Oh, but trust me, I won't tell you how many shots I had, but I know that my myocarditis was from SARS-CoV-2 infection, and it might very well. What do I know? All that I know now is the level of defensiveness. This is the same Twitter hellhole of a space that I attended, participated in, where they admitted to real-time human experimentation on women and pregnant women, where they refuse to concede that 1 in 10,000 risk of myocarditis, even according to their numbers, is ghastly, where they refuse to answer how many jabs. They've all had these jab-pushing demons. Refuse to answer a simple question. Debunk the funk. Was it debunk the funk? What was he? Oh, he ultimately refused to answer. The other guy there. Now I forget his name. Oh yeah, the real truther admitted he hasn't had any boosters, although he actually said I hadn't had any shots, but he hadn't any boosters. Then John the lyricist comes out afterwards and says, I got myocarditis from my first shot, but I'm fine now because I did a stress test afterwards and I was able to get my heart rate to 180 beats per minute. And now Ian Copeland, that scumbag of a jackass on the interwebs, is now compelled to admit he got myocarditis too, but he got it from SARS-CoV-2 infection. He knows that he didn't get it from the jab. Oh my goodness. Jab demons is what they are. I said they deserve to be muted into irrelevance. And I've ignored them by and large since the weekend after our wonderful Twitter space. But there are moments that need to be put on blast so that everybody can understand that these are actual demons walking among us in human form. They're humans. They're just demonic humans. And I wonder who pays them. I wonder who they're acting for. Or either they're paid or they're not. And if they're not paid, they're just stupid. They're just I won't say it. They're just stupid demons. And if they are paid, they are, I don't know if that makes it worse to be a stupid demon or to be a financed paid demon. Now Ian Copeland's got to admit it. And he's first of all, cut the guy off. Cut him out and kick him out because you won't say how many shots he had before you got myocarditis. It's fine. It's mild. He's fine. Ian Copeland's fine. Just, track him for the rest of his life. And I'm not, in as much as I loathe the man is, he's got problems. In as much as I loathe him, I don't wish ill even on my worst enemies. There's no Schadenfreude here. There's no I hope something bad happens to Ian Copeland. These guys suffered the consequences of that which they're pushing on others now, refuse to admit it until backed into a corner, and then they are forced to admit it, then they minimize and move the goalposts. So they are all, I put a bunch of them on mute because you reply to one of them, you get harassed by a dozen. I can give you all their names. Just troll you in the comments section. Spam you in the comments section. Call you names in the comments section. They do everything except for answer to the fact that John the lyricist admits he got myocarditis. Debunked the Funk refused to answer the question and seems to be behind on his boosters. The real truther, by the best of charitable interpretations, hasn't had any boosters because he's got natural protection from an infection, which we were told, according to the science, didn't offer any immunity. And now Ian Copeland, the scumbag of the Twitterverse, admits that he got myocarditis, but trust him, because he's such a trustworthy person. He got it from an infection, not from the jibby jab, because he refuses to explain, announce, confirm how many shots he had before he got myocarditis. Yeah, but he's fine. He's fine. Good afternoon, people. Oh, so I'm telling you this, for those of you who are new to the channel because you discovered me last week during the Fani Willis trial, there is no Fani Willis hearing today because I will not go back over the summaries, the various summaries, but bottom line, I don't know when the next date in the Fani Willis trials are. The Fani Willis evidentiary hearing to disqualify Fani Willis, Nathan Wade, from the persecution of Donald Trump in the Georgia RICO case. I don't know when the next date is scheduled because from what I understood, assuming the next date is closing arguments, or as the judge called it, summation, from what I understood, they had to schedule it with the clerks and everything, so they have to find a date for everybody, so that's going to be scheduled into the future. From what I understood also in the interim is that, they have to finish up that in-camera review. The in-camera means behind closed doors, not publicized, confidential review of Terrence Bradley's purported privileged communications that resulted in him not being able to answer the questions, confirming the start date of the boning between the Fani and the Wade. So I don't know if it was after Friday's hearing that Judge Scott McAfee was going to look over in-camera review of the purported privileged information that Terrence Bradley, who was allegedly Nathan Wade's family law lawyer, which is why he couldn't answer questions. I don't know if they did that Friday afternoon, if he's doing it throughout this week. And I presume that after that review, there might be a change in schedule. We might have to bring back Terrence Bradley, assuming the dude can be found for further interrogation. So that's what's going on in Fani Willis. Good afternoon, Viva. I don't even know what date it is. I know the kids were off school yesterday, so I know it's Tuesday. Oh, so Fani did put her dress on backwards. Someone found the dress store on the internet. No, she didn't. North of 49 Canuck, the consensus is she didn't. The zipper is in the front. That little bow tie is in the front. One thing's for certain, it wasn't fitting properly, or it wasn't fitting flatteringly. Viva Frei, Julian Assange up to stuff today. patriot. Well, I've noticed Julian Assange in the news, and I just thought it had to do with the debacle of Navalny being killed, dying in a Russian prison, and his widow being blocked on Twitter or having her account shut down. We're going to get into that because that's one of the topics of the day. So for those of you who are new to the channel, and I'm tinkering with schedules and I'm tinkering with format, I'm going back to the car vlog, or at least short summary vlogs, because not everybody has an hour and a half to sit around, enjoy a snifter of port at 12:45 and listen to some lunatic rant for an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the day. And there's also subjects that require just a concise, easy to share video, vlog, VLAWG. But for those of you who are new to the channel, Viva Frei, it's not my real name, people. People discover my real name is David Freihate, and they feel shocked and appalled that they thought my name was Viva. And then there's the other jackasses on Twitter who think that by repeating my name, they're somehow attempting to expose me. Bunch of idiots. I ran for federal office in Canada. I have lived the most public, transparent life imaginable. I've been on the interwebs since 2014, where I struck gold by getting a squirrel to steal a GoPro, and then it carried it up a tree. And that's how my internet stardom was born. So we start on Rumble, YouTube, and vivabarneslaw.locals.com. I should have checked that we are live there, and we are. Because I'm exclusive with Rumble, and because I choose to vote with my feet, another subject that's going to come up today, we end on YouTube. Early on, we carry the rest of the stream on Rumble and vivabarneslaw.locals.com. And then after we're done on Rumble, we go over to vivabarneslaw.locals.com, where we have a wonderful above-average community, and we have our exclusive after-party there so that the supporters at vivabarneslaw.locals.com get some perks for their supporting me and Robert Barnes in what we do, and we have a good chat there. Now, I noticed this question started with a Ja. Louise Hawley says, yeah, last court date not to get... Sorry, I thought that was about Fani Willis. On the menu today, people, if you see me wobbling... So, by the way, we reached 400,000 subs on Rumble, and I said I'm getting a better gaming chair. Now I've gone back to my old office chair. It still doesn't make my butt feel good. The problem is that it puts pressure on the nerves and the muscles on my butt so that underneath my quads start to hurt. So I need to get a good gaming chair. I went to that place where you buy things at the Best Buy. I'm joking. I went there to test out their chairs, and they didn't have any in stock, and I'm not buying a $500 chair over the internet without sitting my ass in it first. So I need to find a good chair. If anybody has any good recommendations, put it in the chat. Now, I just saw in the chat, the Rumble link is not there. That's unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Link to Rumble. And we're going to start with, we'll start with Navalny, I guess, on YouTube, Rumble, and Viva Barnes, and then we'll head over to Rumble to talk about late night comedy. I mean, I don't know when it happened, but I haven't watched late night comedy in a good 10 years, because back in 2016, it was already getting disgusting. It's like watching Nazi propaganda. It's like watching communist propaganda. And these people, and I say these people as in Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart, Bill Maher to a lesser degree, but mainly Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert, that's their names, yes. They're like communist Nazi propagandists, like working for the state, and it's so transparent. I don't understand the barking seals in the crowd. I don't understand who would go to a show like that, let alone who would pretend to laugh. Barking seals, but in the chat. Well, we're going to get there. So we got on the menu Navalny. Not going to go over the Navalny death/assassination, depending on how you see it. His wife has started a Twitter account and was suspended, and the left freaked out. Elon Musk, not a supporter of free speech, and I think I'm smelling suspicion. Then we're going to get to the New York case summary with a few video clips that you may or may not have seen, but you've seen them if you saw the vlog from yesterday. And we're going to talk about all things Trump, because it's a gosh-forsaken debacle. We're witnessing society devolve into, I mean, I guess lynch mobs have always existed. They transform mutatis to the time. We're witnessing a lynch mob in real time. We're witnessing people clapping on the fall of an empire because they love the fact that Trump is now going to go to trial, criminal trial in New York in March with a judge who's coordinating with Chutkin, a corrupt DC judge, about that trial, while being on trial in Florida after a ridiculous $355 million verdict out of New York, after a ridiculous $85 million verdict in E. Jean Carroll out of New York, while he's being threatened to be removed from the ballot in Colorado, still waiting on the SCOTUS decision on that. And people are cheering this on like a bunch of barking seals. It's like a slow clap as the Titanic sinks. Ooh, I'm so glad I'm not on that. Lobotomized seals. Benny Johnson calls them lobotomized seals. Well, okay, let's start with the... So that, by the way, the link to Rumble is there in the pinned comment on YouTube. And I'm going to give everybody the link to Locals if they want to come over and, you can skip the transition to Rumble or just come to vivabarneslaw.locals.com tomorrow. $10 a month, $100 a year if you get the whole year in one shot. It'll be the best $100 you ever spend. It's not cheap, it's not free, but there is a ton of free stuff for people who choose not to support. Oh, okay, so the scandal news of the day. Did I bring up the article? Crap. Oh, crap. Oh, there's something about Biden as well. Okay, well, we'll do it briefly. I don't have the article. But for those of you who are not on Twitter, the scandalous news of the day is that Navalny's widow had her Twitter account suspended. I mean, nobody mentions that it was suspended for 45 minutes. The people who are still tweeting about it now, but talking about lobotomized barking seals, every blue checkmark buffoon you can imagine. I thought Elon Musk was about free speech. This is outrageous. They don't even check to see that her account has been restored. They don't know a gosh-forsaken thing, that it was suspended for 45 minutes. They also don't know, by the way, and this might explain a few things, that Navalny's wife started the Twitter account yesterday. Navalny's wife starts a Twitter account yesterday. By all accounts, it picked up 95,000 followers in short order. That, as far as I understand, is always a red flag for any platform. A new account that instantaneously generates a massive amount of following. You'll remember with the kid, Corey, Captain Corey, who I think he was 9, 10 years old, had a terminal illness, had that great moment with Johnny Depp where he was, Johnny Depp called him up and he was, they called him Captain Corey because he loved the captain from the movie with Johnny Depp. I'm so senile. It doesn't. Anyways, at one point, Captain Corey started picking up subs at a massive rate, and YouTube suspended or did something to his account because it triggers flags. We don't know if this is a bot account. We don't know if this is a spam account. So she starts an account yesterday, puts out a video. Let me see if I can bring up the video. Yulia Navalny. Here, let's bring this up. Now she's up to 203,000 followers. She started the account yesterday, picked up 95,000, then it gets suspended temporarily for 45 minutes, by the way. And then the left is up in arms because wow, they've never felt this in their lives. Let me see. Are we going to be able to do it here? Interesting. I cannot get this here. Here we go. Okay, close this. Is it going to let me see it? It's not going to let me see it. That's interesting. Sometimes it lets me see an account in incognito. Other times it doesn't. It was suspended for all of 45 minutes. Rage. People are rage tweeting even after the account has been restored. And so it's one of two things. The explanation from Twitter is that it triggered something. There was got automatically flagged. It was a mistake and they restored the account. Another explanation is it picked up too many followers too quickly and it was suspicious, got flagged and got restored. Another one that I did not think there was anything more sinister, conspiratorial to Navalny's death until Joe Biden gets up and milks it for all of its political profit. The timing turns out to be very convenient. Joe Biden gets up and says Navalny killed by the evil Putin dictator, while incidentally ignoring how Gonzalo Lira was killed, if we're going to use the same terminology, by the Zelensky regime. Forget that. Forget the double standard hypocrisy on the silence on one. Nothing on Gonzalo Lira. Nothing on Julian Assange. Nothing on Ed Snowden. Navalny, because he's political opposition propped up by the West, dies in a Russian prison. They blame it on Putin and try to milk it for all of the political profit imaginable to justify another $60-70 billion to Ukraine, where 30 to 70% of that never makes it to the end line, according to a 60 Minutes report that they had to retract and correct. So I wasn't suspicious about who might have killed Navalny. until I saw the way Joe Biden shamelessly and dementedly gets out there and tries to bilk it for political profit. Within seconds of his death. I don't know if that was what this was, but yes, I saw I heard of the press conference before I heard the news. We need another 60 billion to fight Putin, and now this is how terrible it is. Then I didn't have any suspicions as to who might have killed Navalny until I saw the way Joe Biden was already milking it for political profit. I didn't have any conspiratorial thoughts about Navalny's Yulia, his wife's account being suspended, until I saw the way the left was up in arms, enraged about it, even after it had been restored after its traumatic 45-minute suspension. And then I'm like, oh, these people flagged it. These people being, lefty activists, flagged the account, knowing how it works at Twitter, so that it would get suspended, so that they could then exploit. I'm not saying that that's what actually happened. That's what I think, conceivably might have happened now. The people who are well-versed in social media lawfare, brigades, false flagging, not false flags as in false flags, but flagging videos, so that it gets suspended, demonetized, whatever. They're masters in it. Accuse the left of a great many things. They play lawfare like they're playing for keeps because they are, and they play social media lawfare like they're playing for keeps because they are. So it's entirely conceivable that it's the very group complaining about it that threw the brick through their own window because it's a great way to raise funds. It's the old expression in Chicago: you want to raise some campaign funds, throw a brick through your own window and say the adversary did it. So that's all. It's entirely conceivable. The bottom line: she was suspended for 45 minutes. It was restored, and the left acts like, oh my goodness, this hasn't been happening to conservatives for years and for a lot more than 45 minutes. Hypocrites, damned hypocrites, the whole lot of them. All right, now, for those of you who are new to the channel, also these wonderful things called super chats, superstars. Nathan Wade, he was a superstar. Those things, YouTube takes 30% of those. So if you want the most efficient way to support the channel, go to Rumble, and they have Rumble Rants. Rumble for 2024 is not taking any of the Rumble Rants. The bestest way to support, vivabarneslaw.locals.com. Catching up at 2x, they sound like the Chipmunks. Something Simon and Theodore. Calvin, Simon, Theodore. Carson Everett says, I didn't get myo from the jab. I got it from the disease of the jab. Was one. My God, I feel stupid for not even getting it. I got it from the disease of the jab was 100% effective. Oh, but I'm sure his myocarditis would have been so much worse had he not gotten the jab and then subsequently gotten COVID anyhow. I'm sure his myocarditis would have, then it would have killed him. The jab saved his life, everybody. That's the new twist in the spin. And super sticker from CR, thank you very much. So that's that. Do we do one more topic on Calvin, Simon, Theodore? I'm an idiot. Let's see here what we got here. No, not this one. My original Twitter account is still permanently suspended, and I started it around 2009 and maybe had 40 posts. In 2016, about 300 shared of Trump's twatters. Viva Frei. On YouTube Redacted, they found paperwork that's been hidden from us. He is a Nazi. Well, everybody knows that. I presume you're talking about Navalny. There's an image that I think is a doctored image, so I'd be careful before sharing it, of him doing a certain salute. But it's not the salute that's the issue, because I think that might have been the hand gesture that was actually from the original photo. But apparently Navalny topless with a tattoo of Hitler on his chest. So I believe that image is fake. I would not share it, and I would be careful or correct anybody who does share it. But that's it. Let's do one more. Let's do one more subject. A short one here. What do I have in the backdrop? I guess we have to do it while we're on the subject, and just, because. While we're on the subject of Calvin, Simon, Theodore, and how much worse Ian Copeland's myocarditis would have been had he not gotten the jab before getting infected with that which the jab was supposed to. It was never supposed to prevent it, idiots. When you misinterpreted what's his face? Albert Bourla's tweet. You misinterpreted his tweet. You misinterpreted what Fauci said, what Rachel Maddow said. Oh no, the talking heads of the media said it, but they were misrepresenting. They didn't know. You misrepresented. Okay, by the way, listen to this. This is the largest study ever, and listen to the here. I love the wording. Everybody, this was reported by Fox News as well, and they said Fox News. Let me just see what Fox News reported it as. You can go back and see how much Pfizer ad money Fox News gets. Here you go. Look at this. This is how Fox reported it. Largest ever COVID vaccine study links shot to small increase in heart and brain conditions. I am old enough to remember when they denied that the jibby jab would break the brain barrier. What do they call it? Chat, let me know. I was old enough to remember when they said that that was a conspiracy theory. No, it doesn't. It doesn't permeate the brain barrier. Fox News, I mean, it's the only one reporting on it, so good for them. But they say it's a small increase, just a small increase. We're going to go back to the New York Post, but check out if anybody has any doubts as to how much of that sweet pharma money Fox News is reliant upon. Just go watch Fox News for 5 minutes. It'll be the longest 5 minutes of your life. When I have to jog on a treadmill I don't want to throw my parents under the bus. They still watch Fox News. It doesn't matter. It's better than MSNBC. I jog on the treadmill occasionally at my parents' place, and then, the only thing they get is Fox News. Every 8 minutes, there's 5 minutes of ads, and 4 of the 5 minutes of ads are pharma. So they've got to report on it, but they've got to minimize it. Small. New York Post says COVID vaccines linked to it's only mostly slight increase in heart, brain blood disorders. Study. Let's hear what the study says, people. YouTube, you can kiss my ass. I'm reading a study. So if you have a problem with this, take it up with the study. COVID vaccines from companies like Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca have been linked to rare occurrences of heart, brain, and blood disorders, according to the largest study ever. Rare, small, slight, subjective terminology. Research from the global vaccine data analyzed 99 million people who received 1 in 10,000, by the way, for that age bracket is not rare, slight, or what was the other word? Rare, slight, or small, in my view. But, that's what subjective terms mean. They're open to interpretation by everybody. 99 million people who received jabs in 8 countries have monitored for increase in 13 medical conditions. Don't do that. I don't want that there. The study, which was published in the journal Vaccine last week, found the vaccines were linked to a slight spike in neurological, blood, and heart-related medical conditions. By the way, if it leads to, I'm just asking the lawyer question, to a slight spike in multiple conditions, that means it's a slight spike in neurological conditions, a slight spike in blood conditions, a slight spike in heart-related conditions. When you amass all of these slight spikes of various conditions, is it still slight? I mean, it's not slight in blank, blank, or blank. All of these have a slight spike. When you aggregate a series of slight rare occurrences, rare cases of myocarditis. Okay, rare, slight. What's the amount? Inflammation of the heart muscle were found in the first, second, and third doses of Moderna and Pfizer's vaccines. You know why they stopped after the third? Because people stopped taking them. All those anti-vaxxers out there. Another heart condition, pericarditis, had a 6.9-fold increase in those who received a third dose of the viral vector shot AstraZeneca. I'm sorry, is that a slight? That's a slight increase? Holy hell, we're being gaslit left, right, and center. Listen, meanwhile, a first and fourth dose of Moderna's jab had a 1.7-fold or 2.6-fold increased risk, respectively. Well, what are we learning here, people? First one, as far as these slight risks go, not so bad. Second one, I don't think we've gotten there. The third one, bam! And who's getting one after the third? Much fewer people. An increased risk was also identified of a type of blood clot in the brain from viral vector shots, such as the one developed by AstraZeneca. Well, I thought it didn't cross the blood-brain barrier was the word I was looking for. 2-point greater risk of developing GBS, Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare neurological disorder in which the immune system attacks others. I had a family member who had GBS, not from the jab. It well predated the jab. Actually from a viral infection, because any infection in your body can trigger that response. But it seems, I'm just reading the article, that GBS, the risk is 2.5 times greater from this particular jibby jab, or at least AstraZeneca's. Possible safety signals for transverse myelitis, which is what a Canadian woman now has after being I don't know if she's been, Kayla. Canadian woman, paralyzed. And apparently from the reports, the Canadian government offered her maids. Spinal cord inflammation were identified after the viral vector vaccines, as was acute disseminated in encephalomyelitis. That's something in the brain. Inflammation of the swelling of the brain and spinal cord after both viral vector mRNA vaccines. Oh my goodness. The experts of the whatever, blah, 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 examined 13 medical conditions that they considered adverse events of special interest. Oh, remember that article that I read a little while back that said after re-reviewing the clinical data, the trial data, that the risks of adverse events of special interest were 1 in 800? And we didn't know what we didn't know what special interest meant as the qualifier. Now we know. More than 13.5 billion doses have been administered worldwide since the start of the pandemic. A small part. Okay, whatever. All right, just, everything they said. The massive study and review of the data reveals some rare associations of the mRNA vaccines and myocarditis, especially after the second shot, as well as association between Oxford AstraZeneca adenovirus vector vaccines and Guillain-Barré syndrome. Wow. But the risks are rare. Oh, wow. I'll read it just so no one accuses me of not reading it. But the risks are rare. And other studies show that the vaccine decreases the risk of myocarditis from COVID itself dramatically. Yeah, but you're still going to get COVID anyhow. It always comes down to risk-benefit analysis and what you are more afraid of, the vaccine side effects or the virus itself, which can have long-term. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's always a question of risk-benefit analysis until the government imposes vaccine passports on your children 13 and older. Did they do the risk-benefit analysis? Oh, no, they did it for us, and they didn't do it. I'm going to swear, sons of bitches, all of them. Okay, that's it. Now we're ending on the tubes, people. Down the tubes with the tubes. Come on over to Rumble here. I'm going to give everybody the link one more time. And then we're going to get into the fall of the constitutional republic that was formerly known as these United States of Americas and the barking seals that are cheering it on. Link to Rumble. And for those who don't want to come for whatever the reason, you'll get the entire stream tomorrow, maybe this afternoon if you're lucky. I'll put the entire stream up afterwards. I don't do anything on Rumble that I wouldn't do on YouTube. I just vote with my feet, vote with my dollar, vote with my eyes, as well as everyone out there should do the same. Link to locals, and here you go. Whew, let me see here. Oh, there might have been 2 more super chats. There were. Look at this. John H. I'm a software engineer and sit on my butt for a living. Herman Miller Aeron chair, most comfortable and durable chair you can. Oh, dude. Well, hold on. Herman Miller Aeron chair. Let's just see how much this costs. I'm not going to be cheap about it. Herman Miller Aeron. Oh, there's $1,000. Ooh, there's one at $1,500. There's one at $500. That looks like the winner. All right, dude. I'm sending this to my wife. That's done. Yeah, it's like I realize I always call people babies for complaining about these types of things. Man, it hurts. My sciatic is killing me. I'm getting old, but that's the other thing. I'm getting old, so I need to have a nice cushion under my old ass. Why hasn't Trump filed a 42 USC 1983 civil rights suit against James and Engoron, especially in Florida? He meets the standard and proof. I'm sure Barnes and I have talked about it. I don't know how you do it when you're being found guilty. I mean, that's the problem. These are kangaroo courts. Where, I mean, anyways, but Barnes actually did mention that these could be remedies in the long run. But I don't know how that play would work when you're being found guilty, liable by these corrupt kangaroo courts, which we will talk about over on the Rumbles. Get off YouTube, people. Oh, no, I want to get off. I don't want to open another window. So we'll be ending on YouTube, Viva Frei on Rumble, vivabarneslaw.locals.com on Locals, and the Viva Frei on Twitter. Goodbye, YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow.